Ganga was the oldest daughter of Mount Himavan. She had the ability to purify anyone who she came into contact with. The Devas approached Mount Himavan and asked him to send his daughter to heaven so that she could purify everything there. On earth, however, there was a group of asuras who lived in the ocean and were attacking the righteous denizens of earth, killing them and torturing them. The Devas observed this from heaven and they approached Lord Brahma because they wanted to help the residents of Bhuloka or earth. They all went to Lord Vishnu, and Lord Vishnu suggested that the sons of Sagara might be able to help, but he asked if Agastya could completely swallow the entire ocean. So they went to Sage Agastya. Sage Agastya drank the ocean, and when the Asuras emerged, the Devas destroyed them. At this point, they went back to Sage Agastya, but he had digested the water, and so the ocean was completely empty. So when they went back to Lord Vishnu said that the sons of Sagara might be able to bring the water back, and Lord Shiva, responding to Sagara's prayers, told him he would have 60,000 sons from one wife who would have no heirs, but his other wife would have a son who would have heirs. And so when those sons were born, everyone rejoiced in King Sagara's kingdom, and the boys, the 60,000, grew up to be extremely strong, confident, very conscious of their royal status. However, the son from the other wife his name was Asamanjasa, and he was extremely wicked. So he was banished from the kingdom, but however, his son Amshuman was a very good prince. And there came a time when King Sagara wanted to perform the Ashwamedha sacrifice, but Indra stole the horse, so that the sacrifice could not be completed, the yajna. And so the 60,000 sons of Sagara were sent to recover the horse, and they went everywhere, could not find the horse, finally tunneled into the netherworld under the earth, and they found one of the huge elephants that holds up the earth. They tormented it a little bit, so the elephant moved, causing a great earthquake. However, the 60,000 sons of King Sagara by now had discovered, even tunneling even deeper, the horse in the location where Sage Kapila was, and they called him a thief. And Sage Kapila, by the power of his penance, was able to reduce them to ashes through fire, and they all died. Now, Amshuman, the grandson of Sagara, was now sent, and he discovered a huge pile of ash along with the horse from the Ashwamedha sacrifice of his grandfather and the Sage Kapila. He begged Sage Kapila to explain to him what had happened, and Sage Kapila said that his uncles had been killed because they had called him a thief. And so he asked the sage, is there any way at all that my uncles can go to heaven? And Sage Kapila said, the only way that can happen is if Ganga comes down from the heavens and touches the ashes. So the distraught Anshuman went back, and in fact, his son Dilipa could do nothing either, even after Anshuman died. And Dilipa's son was Bhagirath, and Bhagirath promised his dad on his deathbed that he would somehow bring down the Ganga river herself from the heavens. And he meditated for a long time, and Lord Brahma appeared and said, even if you brought the river down, she would destroy everything in her path. She's so powerful. So he prayed to Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva accepted to receive Ganga in his matted locks, and she became a prisoner as she descended from heaven. She was a very impetuous river, remember, and so in order to secure her freedom, Bhagirath once again fell at Shiva's feet, and so he actually was able to lead Ganga out, and she purified everything that came in touch with her, and all were purified when they bathed themselves in her. And now, at one point, his troubles were not over yet, though, in terms of Bhagirath's troubles, because Ganga wanted to flow into a hermitage of a rishi named Jahanu. And Jahanu was very irritated by her, and he swallowed her. And at that point, again, all the people of earth and Bhagirath begged Jahanu to release her, so she came out of his ear. And having been through him, she became known as Jahnavi, his daughter. And so finally, she flowed into the ocean and also into the netherworld, where the ashes of the uncles, great uncles, were revived and sent to heaven. And now at this point, in fact, since she was brought to earth by Bhagirath, Lord Brahma said that she would also be known as Bhagirathi. And so Ganga, Goddess Ganga has all these names. She's the eldest daughter of King Mount Himavan or King Himavan, in fact, the older sister of Parvati. And after she had been brought to the earth, King Bhagirath ruled for many, many years. He went back to his kingdom, and he is in fact part of the Ikshvaku clan. And the Ikshvaku lineage of kings produces the Raghu, also known as Raghuvamsha, produces the Raghus, Lord Rama and Lakshmana later on. So King Bhagirath, in fact, all of these people are ancestors of Lord Rama.